everybody, my name is Dead Pixels and welcome back to my world. Last episode we built a Jeb door, and this episode we're going to focus on making a little trap for your friends. Now, friends like to steal things from each other in Minecraft. There's no doubt about it. Even the closest friend would probably steal that extra piece of gold if you wanted to. So, this is a little precaution to make sure they can't get in your house. Now, assuming the server that you're playing on has protection, which not all do, this works especially well. Now, you finally found your friend's stuff, or at least you think he found it, and you can see an iron door. So with iron doors in Minecraft, you usually have to be pretty quick when you try and get in it. You have to press the button and run through. So, I'm going to try and press it and run through. You can see the Jeb door forces me back, and I fall into this little pit. So I'll show that again. Makes it so you can't go through the door, and it pulls out the floor. Now, for demonstration purposes again, I'll just press it. That would stop anybody from coming to your house, assuming they don't jump in time, which is awful hard to do. Now, you see I put hedges here to make sure they have to stand on this block, and usually you want to try and run, and it'll push you back anyway. So, let's see how to build it. So firstly, I already made the little house, same thing that I did before. So you want to start out by placing your iron door, and then putting a button right next to it. So, you want to keep it convincing that it will open the door. Next, you want to build half of the Jeb door by doing the same thing we did last episode. And then I'll use light blue wool just so you can see it. Next thing you want to do, you want to wire it up similarly to how you did it before. But again, only half of it this time, so wire it up like that. Now we can leave that be for a little bit. Now if we move on to the button, I will use yellow wool to show where this will go. You want to put your repeater right here, and then move it up. So connect it to there, but you also want to move it down one, and below here. And I believe that'll work. Let me just double check that. Yep, it works. Okay, so you want to bring it down one, and then hook it up to a redstone inverter. And what an inverter will do, as the name implies, it inverts the signal. So as long as this is on, something else will stay off. So let me put the door back on. And then what you want to do now is kind of dig out a path where you want it to be. So this won't work with anything that obeys physics, so I usually like to make paths out of gravel, but that will not work in this case. So now this is also where it gets a bit confusing. You need to make a horizontal Jeb door, and I placed those blocks in the wrong place right there. You want to put two of them like this, and then one like this. Now this actually took me a little bit because you have to tweak the timing to what it would be horizontally, and you can't just have one repeater sideways, which would be really cool though if we could. So place your cobblestone right here. Take your wool and hook it up to this. Now I found that it worked if you... Well, firstly we need to make the inverter. I forgot about that, even though I spent a while explaining what that is. Now actually, I believe I did this correctly. I think I will use slabs though, because this way I am able to create a signal that goes down a block. And I want to make sure that'll work again, because typically when I test things out, they go incorrect. So if I press the button, okay, you see it didn't go on. That is our problem, naturally. So we can kind of improvise and go backwards like this, and you don't necessarily need to follow exactly what I do. You can find a way to work around it yourself, but you want to make a small path right here, and then put a repeater here and set it to 1 tick, and then put a set of 2 ticks, and then one right here and set it to 3 ticks. So right here you also want to put an inverter with 2 redstone torches going like so. If I can get around. I did the incorrect thing again, and I burned out my sorry signal. Okay, this is right. So what this will do is it'll make it so your floor is consistently upwards. Oop, not redstone. And now you can add the optional hedge thing that I did just to make it so they can't escape. And you can see how this will kind of work. They'll press the button, and then it'll put a pulse down here, activating our inverter, right after pushing them back so they can't get in. So if we test that out, something went wrong again. Oh, I see what happened. We just can't have this at 1 tick. That is the only difference I see. There we go. So, you can put, like, lava beneath that. In this case, it's the void, so that's not really needed. And then a sign that makes it blatantly obvious that this is where you're going to store all of your things. So, press the button, and you fall right through. Thanks for watching.